Detective Comics 938, which of course is written by James Tynion IV and art by Alvaro Martinez. Another solid issue of Detective, I thought.
So
What a
good.
shock.
Yeah, so the last issue ended with the team busting into the base of what they called the colony.
The colony.
Yeah, and it's basically a big fight issue, to be honest, with
Yeah.
them fighting through people. Tim has a cool fight scene or hacking scene with Ulysses, and
Ulysses.
Stephanie comes and saves him. I thought that was fun. Cass gets to be a badass again because they say, "Oh, we're sending the muscle," and then you just hear the elevator like ding, and like Cass steps out and
And
like,
the guys show up and they're like, "Oh, they just sent her."
And then you can,
And
you
she-
can just see her smile, can't you?
Well,
Yeah.
she says something. I forget what the word was, but you turn the page and they're all on the floor, and she says like, "Yep,
yeah, she says yes, like.
yes, that's what
Literally,
it is."
the only word she said in this entire comic so far, she said no a couple of issues ago, and in this issue she said yes. Like that's all she said so far. So that's
So
pretty
good.
cool.
And even Clayface is having some great moments as he's, you know,
It's when he
as he-
apologizes to Batman and says, sorry.
Yeah, because he says
Sir.
it's a great catharsis. It was he's like beating up all these dudes, and he's like,
all these Batmen. Yeah.
sorry, sir. Nah,
But
it's
yeah.
good fun. Like there's a lot of great little character moments in Tech, and I feel like it's been very consistent.
Yep.
You know, this issue they were playing up with the whole backstory with Kate and her
I
father.
love
And,
that opening.
yeah, we had that flashback scene. It was really nice. They delve a little bit more into this the League of Shadows, which we talked about last time, and how it's this myth and how it's this like greater like subsection that Ra's al Ghul likes to bring out. But Batman actually says in this one that it is a myth, and he thinks that the colony are actually chasing a myth because the colony's existence is because they believe there's sleeper cells of the League of Shadows about this
And
country.
he's convinced they're just targeting innocents.
Yeah. Here's my take on this. I think what Batman's saying is true, and I think because obviously the book ends with a cliffhanger of it's like, oh well, there's going to be all these civilian casualties if we do this. Doesn't matter, just launch it. Like that's like Kane's attitude. But I do think that all this setup means that if it's not this arc, maybe it's an arc like 2 or 3 arcs from now. But somewhere in this run from Tynion, we're going to find out the shadows do exist. And
It's there's almost too much of it for them not to, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
like we're going to get this big reveal that oh shit, the League of Shadows really does exist, and they are a much worse version of the Assassins.
It wouldn't surprise me if they're the ones pulling the strings of Kane.
Yeah, imagine if they're behind it and it's all like
Mhm.
League of Assassins targets.
Yep.
I feel there's
Because-
definitely more going on.
Well, yeah, because in that first scene where he's in the meeting with who we don't know, right? We don't get his viewpoint. There's a theme that says Court of Owls and League of Assassins, right? Is that what the dossier says? The folders.
I love how he just brings up something that's just to confirm it when none of us are prepared.
Yeah,
On my
it's
comic
League of
stuff-
It's League of Shadows is the folder,
Okay.
and then inside is something sticking out that says Court of Owls.
Okay. Yeah, so that's where I'm guessing, because if the Court of Owls has their, excuse the pun, talons in everything, why wouldn't they be in the government? And why wouldn't they want to make their own Batman? I mean, it's easier to train people than it is to create talons. So this could have been a great backup plan. Or they're the target, who knows? But I definitely like where it's going, and more Kate is always great for me. So the fact now that her arch villain's her dad should make for some great storytelling.
No, it's great. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it this week other than that I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Good character moments, teasing of this League of Shadows, Cliffhanger showing that General Kane's just a complete dick.
Yeah,
Or Colonel Kane, what was his rank?
I don't remember.
I'm not
Asshole.
That's
What is it with military dads being complete dicks?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But before we move on, just the whole thing with Tynion and getting the characters, because he spent time writing, Gotham stuff a lot. So the whole Tim talking down to everybody, I love, because he's not doing it to be a dick. That's just who he is. And like when he tells Stephanie that oh, you could have set off all the weapons. She's like, yeah, but I didn't. He's like, yeah, you still could have, you know.
He's used to being the smartest guy around,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
he's not liking this more equal footing.
exactly. And I love the interactions between all that.
Yeah.
So
The last thing I love as well is how it ends with like the entire team like disappearing after a smoke
yeah,
pellet.
I
Like,
love that shot.
yeah, it's just the panel of just the smoke, and you see the silhouettes inside it. Yeah,
Mhm.
and the entire team. It is really cool.
So yeah, Tech is easily the best Batman book in 5 issues. I would say I've read in like the last 5 6 years. I'm putting it over most of Snyder stuff too, just because it's strong out the gate. Uh,
I think the
more
first half
fun.
of Snyder's stuff is probably above this for me, but
Eh,
you know,
but yeah, and it could all go. Hopefully not, but it could all go downhill very fast for all we
it
know.
could or it could get
So,
better.
but I remember reading Snyder stuff as it was coming out, going, "Well, yeah, this is really good." But it wasn't until I had the perspective when stuff had come to a head where I was like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome." So, and I get that right now with this is that the shipping schedule. We're already through the first arc, right?
Mm,
5 issues.
Got another issue or two.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
another couple.
Okay. Because I figured 5 was about right.
I think DC's 6 to 8 usually.
Okay.
Well, I think it
Well,
varies, but I don't think this was the
It's rare.
last
It's rare
issue.
you get a 5 one though from DC, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, with their new schedule, who's to say why
No,
not?
that's true.
No, I think the next arc, if I remember from the solicits, I think there's another one in this, and then
Okay.
but I could be wrong. Like I'd have to go back and
Well,
check solicits, but the
well, it
information's
left
there.
off. Well, no, anyways, it left off with Ulysses and Kane using
Yeah.
those evil drones with guns on them now.
Yeah, I think this is the setup for the final like 1 or 2 issues where the big fight's going to go down, where them try to set all this stuff off. You know,
I'm enjoying Ulysses a lot. Like the way he's just like, yeah, you know that thing you told me not to do. Yeah, well, I had some
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. He's a great villain because he's lawful evil. If we're looking at
Yeah,
the scale, is he's a bad guy, but he follows his own rules because he wants to be like Batman so bad. You know, but he reminds me of there was a character called the General in Chuck Dixon's Robin. I don't know if you guys read that. Whose
I
name was
have not. No.
Ulysses. Yeah, and he was like basically anytime there's a major war, he was kind of born to fight in that war, and he befriended Robin and becomes an enemy at one point because he sees that Robin's only in his way. So, but yeah, so similarities with this one. I think the names are different, but